Welcome to Sumrall High School football, where tonight we're in Columbia, Mississippi to do battle with the Columbia High Wildcats. You were listening to the Coach Shannon White pregame show. Coach, we got to come home last Friday night to take on Purvis in the Battle of 589. What were your thoughts on that game after you all been able to watch some film?
Well, a lot of missed opportunities for sure. Disappointing. Our kids were extremely disappointed, and understandably, coming off a big road win at Lawrence County. But we got in the red zone a couple of times and got nothing, and it turned out to be a low-scoring game. So every point was crucial, and honestly, I think play calling on my part could have been better. I mean, we didn't throw deep balls near enough. Told our kids that. And so, you got to take ownership, responsibility. But I thought our kids played hard. Obviously didn't play good enough. And I thought play calling could have been a little better, for sure. And at the end of the night, they beat us. When you win a game 14-10, you celebrate. And I'm not sure that you dissect every play until you lose that game 14-10, and then you see two or three plays that were monumental, and I don't know that we pay enough attention to the negative plays on wins as much as we do losses, but there was definitely some penalties and some plays that hurt us, as I said, play calling, and those things together cost us a very close game that was winnable.
Coach, we're even seeing this at the college ranks. Many times, like you said, at the end of the game, as fans, we tend to focus on what happened at the end of the game, especially when it's close scoring. But a lot of times, you take the Ole Miss LSU game. One could argue Ole Miss lost that in the first quarter, but it is imperative, especially in a rivalry game, that when you get into the red zone, you got to come away with some points.
The Ole Miss game, I'm not sure our listeners all know what happened there, but they dropped a wide open touchdown in the first quarter. They were 4th and 1 on the 5-yard line, didn't get it, and a missed field goal, I think maybe was given. So potentially 17 points there for Ole Miss. All of that happened in the first quarter, and so things do happen. It's 4 quarters of play, and we do focus on the last part of the game. I get that, but you can lose the game in the first quarter.
Certainly.
In hindsight, and so everything, and we talk to our players all the time about that. So it's not anything they're not aware of. So
sure.
Anything that happens on any play, it all compiles together to give you results at the end of the game.
Knowing that it was a rivalry game, and a lot of that maybe a little more relevant to the fans necessarily than to y'all in the building, as it were, but how have the players reacted as far as practice this week?
Amazing. I thought we had really good practice this week. So and we've been getting that, when you've got 6 losses, you notice, what are our players like? And since about week 3 or 4, our guys are coming here on Monday and giving great effort, focused, attention to detail, and that's a credit to them. It's also a credit to our coaches. So we haven't been hanging our head, obviously disappointed, angry at any loss. Anytime you come up short, you're not happy with that. You're not satisfied, and you don't accept it, and we don't. But our players have continued to practice hard, and I'm really proud of that. And I still think we're going to see dividends from that. I'm not sure when. Hopefully tonight and next week, and if we can get to the playoffs, whether we have 1, 2, or 3 wins, I think with the right attitude, I still think we can be a good team in the playoffs.
Coach, we are knee-deep in the middle of the district as far as games go. We turn our attention tonight to the Columbia Wildcats. The past few seasons, they seem to have kind of been the standard of the district. What can we expect from them tonight, though?
Yeah, they still are. They've got two running backs. One of them is going to be hard to deal with, and they've got a massive offensive line. Fortunately, most of those guys are seniors. So their running game is really, really their strength. It'll be difficult at times to tackle their running backs if they get downhill 5 or 7 yards, because now you're looking at our secondary having to tackle them, and that's going to be a mismatch. So our front seven has to do a super job of not letting them get massive gains on us, and those guys are fast as well. So defensively, their linebackers are just really fast, really physical. The front's still really good. They've been bigger, but overall, the team speed of Columbia has always been exceptional, and it still is. Very few players play both ways. So Coach Pope, the new coach there, has transitioned into that program, and they've got a few more losses than they normally do this time of year. But I think a lot of that's adjusting to a new head coach, and they're doing some different things on defense. But no, they're really good, and they're going to be a difficult team in the playoffs.
You mentioned the running back and the running game. I know Desmond Woolard came back for a few plays last Friday night. How would you grade out, or how did the defensive line grade out, I should say?
Well, I thought pretty good. We couldn't get them off the field. And you've heard me say this before, Harris, that I think defense is the bottom line, and offense is the bottom line event. We gave up 14 points. So I think that's a really good defensive night. However, I thought that we couldn't make it. We didn't 3 and out any. They drove the ball, and then we forced a turnover, which, again, that's a great thing on our defense. But I think we only, neither team, I think we punted one time. We didn't even punt it. We faked it and didn't get it. So there was no punt the other night. So I guess they would be saying the same thing. They couldn't get us off the field either. So it was a quick game for sure. But I thought the defensive line played pretty good. Desmond came back, gave some plays. He's practiced all week, and he's bandaged up, and the pain tolerance has gotten better. I think the pain has gone away. It's diminished a little bit as the week's going on, so we should get a full night from him tonight.
Will he play any, and this is, not to catch you off guard, will he play any offensive line?
He plays some. Talib Parkman has played a lot. Matter of fact, he starts now on offensive line. And then Desmond spells him a little bit. So, yeah, Desmond will get probably 5 to 10 snaps tonight. So, yeah, both those guys who are all-time defensive players at one time are now offensive players as well.
So, I know that leads us into an injury report. As far as health for the Bobcats, how are we looking tonight?
Well, guys that are out have been out with season-ending injuries. Caden Owens, for example. Of course, those guys aren't back, but we're not missing anybody. When you answer that question, I hate to even say that because we have not had that this year. But nobody comes to mind. I think Owen hadn't turned his ankle last week. He has not practiced this week. He will. We practiced yesterday, Thursday, and looked okay. And he will make a go at it tonight. He's a really good corner for us, a good leader as well.
Right.
A special teams player, 2 or 3 year starter for us. So we hope he's full speed. He'll play. We just hope he's full speed. But I think we're healthy, Harris. Nobody is sitting this one out.
Well, that's good. Coach, I appreciate the time, and we wish you the best of luck tonight against Columbia.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
Let's go live at the stadium
Your voice of the Bobcats, Harris Bell.
Welcome to the live broadcast of Sumrall High School football, where tonight we're broadcasting live high atop Columbia, Mississippi, as your Sumrall Bobcats take on the Columbia High School Wildcats. I am joined once again by my good friend Andy Baker. He is back with us. He has survived COVID, and the teams are about to take the field. Sumrall won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. So Columbia is going to be getting the ball, and our Bobcats will be on offense first. The national anthem has finished up, and it took a little bit of time to get here, Andy. It's senior night here, and so I think they have recognized each senior who has come through here.
Harris, they have recognized every senior that has walked through those gates. I can assure you of that.
So, another district game. The Bobcats are 1-1 in the district. The Wildcats of Columbia are 1-0. And so this is another opportunity for the Bobcats to get back in the win column and stay alive in the playoff race for the district.
Yeah, Harris, I hope they've come to play. Obviously, a big letdown coming off of last week, but hopefully they're rested up and ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Wyatt Jones is approaching the ball. He boots it away. Looks like it will. It's going to be a touchback. It landed about a yard deep in the end zone, and the Columbia Wildcat receiver decided to just let it bounce, and they're going to start on the 20.
Once again, and I say this every week, we got a kicker.
We do have a kicker, and he is quite the weapon. One thing we need to keep an eye on, Andy, is the running game of the Columbia Wildcats and how the Bobcat defense is going to hold up. It's good to see Desmond Woolard is starting. So they
fumble.
There was a fumble on the play. The Wildcats are starting out in the shotgun. Go ahead.
I think tonight, talking about the run game, that Columbia offensive line is going to be a potential problem for the Bobcats. Those are some big fellas down there.
Especially on the left side with the... That was weird. But another handoff, and he breaks a tackle, and he's got some running room, and he is still on his feet out to about the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. Not sure who the Bobcat was in the backfield, but we had an opportunity to stop him for a loss. But that's going to be a Columbia first down.
Flag on the play.
Oh, wow, a flag. Maybe this will help out the...
Face mask.
Oh, wow. So a face mask on the Bobcats, and that's going to tack on 15 more yards. And that's going to put the ball in Bobcat territory down to the Bobcat 43-yard line. And that is just something that you can't do against a team like Columbia.
That's right. Those small mistakes, and we know how they add up, but against good teams like this, those small mistakes are really going to hurt them in the long run.
Yep. Another handoff. And then this time the Bobcat defense does a good job of gang tackling, led by number 15, Kentrell Berry.
Good defense. Columbia's O-line didn't push that D-line too far, and our guys jumped in and made the tackle.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. They operate out of the shotgun. Oh my God. Come on.
Again, Harris, these small mistakes, you've got to be focused, got to pay attention. Does not need to happen tonight.
So the Bobcats give the Wildcats a free 5 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 5. They're inside the 40 of the Bobcats now.
20 yards of penalties on this open drive so far.
Handoff again around the left end. And this time, little gain, number 9 for the Bobcats. Gavin Glass was there to corral the running back, and it's going to be, we're going to call it a 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. It would be huge if the Bobcat D could get off the field right here.
I like the containment on that play, and I agree. If they can put a stop here, that'll be a great start to this game.
They keep it on the ground.
Stopped him.
And that's going to be short of the first down, it looks like. And let's see what the Wildcats decide. They may just decide that it's 4-down territory and keep the offense on the field.
That's what they're doing. Coaches are obviously confident they can make this conversion. We'll see what they do. Hadn't thrown it yet. We'll see what happens.
They have not thrown it. Bobcats need to stay on side. Don't give it to them. Now they're in a pistol formation. Gets the snap, hands it off. Shifts direction.
Looks like he's coming up about a half a yard short.
Depending on the spot, the Bobcats may have the ball. Let's see. With officials, you never know where.
First down. Yep.
Oh, wow. And the Bobcat D comes up with a huge stop.
Great stop.
It looked a little rocky to start with, but the Bobcat defense bowed its neck and got a turnover on downs, and it's great field position for the Bobcat offense as they start 1st and 10 from their 34-yard line.
Harris, as you know, much of football is adrenaline and momentum.
Indeed it is, Andrew.
Hopefully this can serve well for the offense to get started off on the right foot. If they can get in the end zone and put 7 on the board, that would be huge.
Beautiful night here in Columbia.
Beautiful night. Again, Sumrall, young team, man. I was going to say Riggs Russell in the shotgun.
Gives it up the middle to Jones. And he may have gotten a yard, but not much more.
They did give him a yard.
The interior of that defensive line for Columbia is stout.
Let's see what the Bobcats do. I know Coach White mentioned in the pregame show, based upon last week, he should have aired it out a little more.
Yep.
We'll see if he chooses to do that tonight.
Russell's going to roll out. He's got McCoy in the flat, and McCoy just dropped it. He had a defender on him, but just dropped it, had it in his hands and dropped it.
Just a little high. I don't know how many more yards he would have gotten had he caught it. But hopefully they can work out these jitters and connect next time.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Bobcats, trying to convert and keep the chains moving. Russell's looking over to the sidelines. He's got Jones on his left shoulder. He sends Henserling in motion. Oh, wow. Ball was tipped. It was intended for McCoy. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Henserling. It was Isaiah Mister had gone in motion. So that's going to bring up number 28, Wyatt Jones, to punt this ball away. Columbia's going to have 2 punt returners back. They're going to be around their 25-yard line on either hash, respectively. Wyatt Jones is awaiting the snap. He gets the punt away, and it's a nice punt. It's going to take a Bobcat roll, and it's going to roll inside the 20, and it's going to be down at the Wildcat 19. So each offense has had a possession, and each possession has ended in a punt for Sumrall and turnover on downs for Columbia.
Columbia's first drive, like I said earlier, Harris, 20 yards of penalties. I mean, they did make some moves outside of that, but much of their movement was based upon Sumrall's mistakes. So hopefully this defense has worked out some of those things and can put a stop to them.
Indeed, and I hope our viewers enjoy the DJing that is going on as in between
I'm
possessions.
enjoying it.
I bet you are.
I'm telling you.
So there's a hold right there.
They got it. Flag.
Finally, my gracious.
Harris, I don't know if these referees are going to be up to your standards, which every week it seems that we fall into that category.
Look, I tell you what, if it's a standard of excellence, they will not be up to it. I can.
2nd and 3. Holding on offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So let me say this. I'm impressed that this referee has a microphone, number one. I'm unimpressed by the fact that he sounds really tired even in the first quarter.
He is, I bet he's the life of a party. I bet he's a wild man on the weekends. What you think?
I think it'd be safe to say he's a veteran. We should take comfort in that.
So it's first and long for the Wildcats inside their 15. They're going to continue to hand it off and keep it on the ground, and he's looking for the corner, and he's got it, and he's got a huge gain, and I don't know if the Bobcats can catch it. Oh, wow, what a and there's a penalty.
They throw a flag on that. I think they may call that.
And we've got a Bobcat slow to get up.
I think they're going to call a blindside on that, Harris. That was Gavin Glass that took that hit out of nowhere.
He is going to be going over to the sidelines.
We got a flag back here. We got a flag on the Sumrall sideline, and we got a flag over here on the Columbia sideline.
No wonder he ran all the way.
No kidding.
So I know the kid for Columbia is just trying to make a play, but really there was no reason to make that block right there.
Now that running back was gone. I know, you're trying to build your highlight reel and get all that, but it looks like it's going to cost you this time.
We have holding on the offense. We have a blindside ball block on the offense. That's declined. Holding 10 yards. Still first down.
All right. That took a minute.
Yep.
Now we're going to move Columbia back into the parking lot over here.
Hopefully the ref can get some oxygen between before this next play, because
Harris, he moved about 10 yards on that play. He didn't even try to track with him.
Fortunately, they've got a jumbotron here at the stadium.
They do.
He's probably just going to be looking at that most of the night.
I will say this is an impressive stadium. We can be sure about that.
He is just a load to bring down. He broke a few tackles, but let's see, was that Chance Daniels, number 4, was there to bring him down. So that's going to bring up, we're going to call that 2nd and 14 for the Columbia Wildcats. They have 3 receivers to the left. And might they throw for the first time tonight?
It looks like they're in a formation to throw. I can't imagine they would do anything other. Well, no.
Well,
look,
they
hand
it off. And he's trying to get around the corner. And he gets up to around the 20, maybe the 21.
I'm not sure the strategy here, Harris. I'm not as familiar with Columbia's football team, but these receivers look more than capable. But I imagine the run game's worked for them all year, and they think they're going to run it on Sumrall. But again, their defense, Sumrall defense, have been very impressive up to this point.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8. Clock ticks under 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wildcats have the ball. They're in shotgun formation. Oh, we want to pass.
Gonna pass.
He's got some time, and he's going to air it out. And
Good
Mr.
defense.
Number 20, Mr. is there to break it up.
Good defense. Harris, this is 2 drives where Sumrall has kept Columbia to the 4th down.
The Bobcat D has definitely risen to the occasion so far tonight.
I want to say it's this crispy, cool October South Mississippi weather.
Yep.
Let's put a little pep in their step. How about that?
Yeah, and we're definitely feeling it up here since Columbia won't let us in the press box.
That's right. They put us on top, and it is like Everest up here.
There is a flag on the play. Oh, my gosh.
What is this PA announcer? I guess makes announcements when they're in mid-snap, I guess.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
5-yard what? Andy, did you catch all that?
Couldn't get that whole sentence out.
No, it's too much oxygen, man.
I'm nervous for this fella. You know what, though, Harris? I'm ready in season and out. If I need to put on the stripes, I'm more than willing to do so.
Gets the punt away. Washington's going to let it bounce. He fixes it up at the 39. He's trying to make one. Go! Go! 40! Oh, and he's knocked off inside the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. What a great return.
Great return. Foot movement, the whole deal, man. He moved around defenders, hit the gaps. What a great return for Washington.
Not only a great return, but when you look at field position, if you're Coach White and the Sumrall coaches, you've got to be happy with this field position. We've got number 8, Brendan Lewis, one of the starting linebackers, who's going to be in the Bobcat formation.
This field position's so good, I think even with Sumrall's kicking game, hey, if they don't even move the chains, I'd take a chance.
Oh, you got, especially on turf like this?
Oh, yeah.
Lewis takes the direct snap, and he's going to push his way in inside the 35 down to the 32.
Maybe that's the key right there, Harris. A little Wildcat, formation.
Bobcats tackled by a host of Wildcats. Picks up about 5 yards.
It's a good run. It's a good first play.
2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. Lewis stays in at the Bobcat position. He takes the snap, and he's going to go
First
up
down.
the middle.
First down. They could not bring him down.
No, and he's just going to bull his way down inside the 25 of the Wildcats, and that's going to move the chains.
He pulled about 4 yards with about 2 or 3 guys hanging on top of him.
So Brendan Lewis is going to check out. Gavin Glass, number 9, checks in at the Bobcat position. Sumrall just trying to keep the Wildcat defense off balance, keep them guessing. Glass takes the snap. And he's going to have a short gain.
Riggs Russell coming back in. Looks like they're going to change things up from the Wildcat. Excuse me, I keep saying Bobcat. The Wildcat formation.
Well, we are the Bobcats.
We are the Bobcats. I got it stuck in my head.
We are.
And Columbia is the Wildcats.
That's right.
If I'm Coach White right now, I am going to the end zone. I'm airing it out, Harris. That's what I'm doing.
Why not?
Why not?
Russell takes a snap.
And that's what they'll do. Got it.
Oh, got it.
Pass interference.
Pass interference.
That's the got to be.
But he caught it down at the 2-yard line.
Yep.
It didn't matter that the Columbia defender was all over him like a cheap suit.
Came back to the ball. That is a great reception. Fundamentals, Harris. That is the fundamentals.
Number 4, Chance Daniels, sophomore, has a bright future here for the
interference, decline, first down.
first and goal for the Bobcats.
That's right.
And now their jumbo package is going to come in.
This is it, man. This touchdown right here. Got a good feeling about this one. 2 yards in the end zone. Bobcats on the board first.
Let's do it.
Good momentum, driving it right through. I think the Wildcats came in thinking this was going to be a cakewalk, and it doesn't look like Sumrall's giving them that at all.
So Glass is in at the tailback position. Oh my God. Where was the blocking?
There was no blocking on that. That defensive line was untouched. About 4 guys caught him right as soon as he came to the line.
I think they knew what was going on.
It's like somebody watched some film this week.
So no gain, so it's 2nd and goal for the Bobcats. Russell goes back into the huddle with the play.
Let's see how the Columbia defense does. That D-line looks a little winded. I'm seeing some hands on some hips.
Russell under center. He's going to give it to Glass again.
Touchdown, touchdown.
Oh, and it's a touchdown.
First on the board, Harrisville.
The Bobcats draw first blood in this district battle between the Columbia Wildcats and Sumrall Bobcats.
What was so good about that play, Sumrall patiently waited. You could see it even from the snap to the acceleration running back. They waited for that gap to open up, and sure enough, they moved right in.
Wyatt Jones on for the PAT. Carson Speed will hold. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up, and Jones boots it through. And so with 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the first quarter, your Bobcats take a lead 7-0 over the Columbia Wildcats.
I'm going to tell you this defense coming off the field, They look a little stunned. I don't think they were expecting that right out the gate, Harris.
No.
Thank you so much for all that you do in support of your Wildcat Nation.
It's a great start to the game.
It is. White, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I hope this is a shot in the arm for Sumrall coming off of that devastating loss of last week.
Yeah. You never know how the team's going to respond. It was a rivalry game, Battle of 589 against Purvis.
And Harris, you said it earlier. I mean, this is a district game. This is a big game.
Yeah.
And it's not against an easy team. This Columbia team is
important game for both teams.
That's right.
Jones boots it. Columbia receives it at their 2-yard line, brings it up to the 20.
Good stop. Good stop.
And number 44, Leo Trahulis, is on the tackle. So the Wildcats will start at their own 24 this time.
Decent field position, but not too terrible for the Sumrall Bobcats. Let's see if this defensive line can continue to hold the rope and keep pushing Columbia back. Again, I am very surprised they hadn't aired the ball out yet, just because that run game hadn't worked a ton. But we'll see what the Wildcats choose to do.
So the Wildcats are in a shotgun formation. Quarterback's got a running back on his left shoulder. He's got 2 wide receivers. Hand it off again. Met by a host of Bobcats. Number 8, Lewis. Number 3, Hatton.
I'm impressed by the containment of the defense here. Not letting the running back get around the edge. They've really, really impressed me tonight. I feel like they've worked hard this last week. Maybe watch some film. Coaches have done a good job getting them prepared.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. They're going to keep it on the ground. And big gain for the Wildcats out to the 49-yard line.
Columbia running back tried to stiff arm there and about gave the defender a right hook. We need some sound effects on our broadcast, Harris. We need to work on that.
Well, with as loud as this PA system is, I think they're hearing the...
That's a good point.
Yeah, the stadium. He wants to pass. Oh, wow. Just went through the hands of the receiver. Number 27, Knight, though, was there. Number 3, Hatton, was also in the area if he had caught it. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Columbia.
Yeah, they dropped one there, but at the same time, like you said, Hatton was on top of that. I don't imagine they would have gotten more than a yard. Probably for a loss, it looked like from here.
So Columbia will have 3 wideouts to the right. Running back on the quarterback's right shoulder. Oh, wow, that didn't go in. Oh.
You got a tackle.
Yep.
I think number 77 had him right at the line, but went for the strip and about slung him around 2 yards.
Number 39, Camadiner, was there to make sure he didn't go too much further. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats, and let's see if the Bobcats can hold here and get the ball back to their offense.
This will be a great stop right here.
Quarterback rolls out.
He's going to keep it.
He's going to run. Get him!
He's going to get it.
Get him!
Oh, where are they going to spot it? Where are they going to spot it? It's going to be tight. The spot is where it's going to be.
It looks like it's going to be 4th and 1.
Spotted him short. Let's see what they do.
Oh, and
they're going to go for it.
They are not hesitating.
He spotted just shy of first down.
So with a 4th and 1, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Line it up quick. Let's see.
They're trying to get the Bobcats to jump.
I hope they don't jump. Discipline
9
right
seconds
here,
to go in the play clock. They do snap it. They pitch it out.
Hit him! Hit!
Oh, my gosh, with second effort.
Perfect opportunity.
The Bobcats had him in the backfield, and with second effort, he got just enough for the first down. Number 66, Parkman, was there to bring him down, but not before he got the first down.
He got just enough. That quarterback run really killed the Bobcats on this one. I'm going to tell you, the D-line broke through. They just couldn't contain, and he got through on that second effort, first down for the Wildcats. Oh, that's a penalty here, man. We got a guy running in. What are we doing? That's an illegal substitution or something. What is that?
That's got to be a penalty.
He was right in front of the referee, too. I don't understand how this isn't a flag. You got a guy halfway across. The ref on the complete other side of the field finally threw a flag.
I think the flag
got him to.
I think the flag, though, is on Coach White coming out on the field.
Well, he should have come out on the field, Harris.
How do you run the guy in?
We got a guy standing at the 40-yard line running in, or 50-yard line, whenever the ball is snapped. It looks like they're moving him back. But they still hadn't dropped a flag unless it's the one that looked like it was on Coach White on the other end of the field.
If anything, it was illegal motion. You had a guy in motion.
Illegal procedure.
5 yards.
The question again, though, Harris, why is the side judge standing next to Coach White, the one that dropped the flag, when you got one right here in front of the Columbia bench that did nothing?
That'd be first down.
Well, I guess maybe because the one near Columbia's bench may be the PE teacher here at Columbia.
And the white hat, somebody's grandpa, apparently.
Yeah.
They call him Papaw.
Papaw referee. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Wildcats after basically Coach White had to explain the rules to the refs. It's going to be a handoff. Wrap him up!
Tackle.
Come on!
I do want to give a quick public service announcement to everyone listening to this broadcast. If you would like to referee high school football games, they are taking applications.
Yeah, if you can fog up a mirror, they will hire you. It looks like Coach White's going to call a timeout.
Looked like Columbia tried to run a really hurry-up offensive play right there to catch Sumrall off guard or to catch him in a penalty. It almost looked like one of Sumrall's players was injured walking off the field gingerly, and Columbia tried to snap it during that time. But Coach White got the timeout, thankfully.
So 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Your Bobcats lead the Columbia Wildcats 7-0. We are broadcasting high atop Walter Payton Stadium here in the heart of Columbia, Mississippi.
Beautiful facility, Harris. I will give them that. This is a beautiful facility. They've obviously put a lot of work in here. Had some generous folks contribute to this. Their baseball field behind us, softball complex. Columbia's done a good job.
Hopefully we will not have any nosebleeds up here tonight.
No, I will say this. We are quite high up, and I'm the picture and pinnacle of health, and so if I wasn't, I wouldn't have been able to make it all the way up here.
Mayfield will be happy to hear that.
I will have to tell him.
You will. He should be listening and watching. So Columbia gives it off for a handoff, and that's going to be enough for a Columbia first down. Just barely. So Columbia's got it at the Sumrall 26. Wildcats stay in the shotgun formation. They're going to hand it off. This time the quarterback is going to keep it, and he didn't go anywhere. Number 9, Glass, was there. Number 3, Hatton. That's going to be a loss on the play for the Wildcats. That's going to push the ball back to the 29.
Harris, I want to take a minute and give a shout-out to former Sumrall Bobcat, now collegiate athlete William Hodges, who is watching this broadcast with his sweet mate who is from Columbia, who's upset that we're not giving them enough
Brody
credit.
Bass.
Not giving Columbia enough credit tonight.
Oh, wait.
Brody's his roommate, I think.
Brody's his roommate.
I don't know how they do it in college.
Yeah, I don't know. And so at the end of one, your Bobcats have the lead 7-0 over the Columbia Wildcats. And we will be back to begin the second quarter. Before we get away, I would like to say thank you to Holyfield Pest Control, our sponsor of Sumrall High School football games. For all your pest control needs, contact Holyfield Pest Control. So as we begin the second quarter here in Columbia, Columbia Wildcats have a 3rd and long. Bobcats trying to hold him here. He wants to pass.
Wide open.
Oh, wide open right
Touchdown.
over the middle. And that's going to be a Columbia Wildcat touchdown. And they're going to cut the lead to 7-6 with a point after attempt to come.
I want to tell you, Harris, and this is impressive, this light show here. But I want to tell you, I don't think Sumrall was even ready for that snap. They looked like they weren't even prepared because that receiver was wide open in the middle of the field. Nothing they could do at that point.
This light show reminds me of the morning worship service at First Baptist Snowland.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it looks like.
Right before the offering.
If you want a light show and all those things, then that's certainly where you need to be. We do have lights that hang from the ceiling.
And is there a show?
I wouldn't call it a show. I wouldn't put it in that category.
The extra point is good for Columbia, and so they tie the ball game up 7-7 with 11 minutes 52 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Harris, I'll tell you the best thing I've seen all night is we stand up here at the peak of Everest in Columbia, Mississippi. Those golden arches over there, doesn't that just make your heart happy to see McDonald's all the way over there? Just glowing in the night sky.
I don't know if golden arches make my heart happy. The golden arches make most hearts hurt.
Well, to each their own, Harris.
Yep.
To each their own.
I'm sure your nephew will get some McDonald's with you.
Don't encroach on my freedoms.
Hey, I'm not saying you can't have it.
Yeah. You made me feel bad about it, saying I'm going to have to go to the cardiologist. Cheerleaders got Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Let Danny know.
Where are they at? Where's Danny at?
If he's anywhere near those Chick-fil-A sandwiches, they won't have them long. So Columbia kicks it off to
return. Go.
Speed's got it. He's down to the 30.
Great return.
Is there a flag? Or did Is there a yellow towel, maybe?
No, what, in the middle of the field down here?
Yeah.
That's from the soccer paint. You see, there's also soccer paint here. That's where they kick the penalty kicks in the soccer field.
I'm glad we're all inclusive.
We're all inclusive here in the Columbia football field. That was a great return.
Yeah.
Great foot movement. Quick, too, man. That was real quick. I was real impressed by that. Twitchy.
Yeah, fast twitchy. Much like Danny when the dinner bell is rung.
Danny is going to destroy you, Harris. Keep this up.
It's all in love.
It's all in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Russell's in at quarterback. He takes the snap. He wants to pass. He's got some time.
Oh, no. Oh, we got out. Hey,
And looks like, I don't know if Washington came down with it, but they were all out of bounds.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. We got by on one right there because there were two defenders right on top of that ball, and I don't know, about another half a foot, and that's an interception.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. Russell's got Jones on his left shoulder. Takes a snap. He wants to throw again. He's going to throw it out to Jones on a screen. Jones gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Bobcats.
Columbia defense was all over that play. There was about 4 guys on Jones as soon as he caught the ball. I am glad, though, to see Coach White airing the ball out.
Yep. You're going to have to push it down the field against this Wildcat defense.
Got to.
And right now they need to convert to a 1st down. Russell wants to pass again. He's got some time. Get rid of it! He got rid of it to a Columbia defender who stepped in front of Mr. And that's going to give the Wildcats the ball at the 49.
You know, Harris, I applaud him for getting rid of it. I know that's been an issue up to this point through the season. But as we have made known, we've got a young team here, and you see, mistakes by a young QB right there.
And what you see across the field is you've got Coach White discussing coaching.
That's right.
Coaching him up.
That's right.
So Russell, just a freshman.
I think that's a great point to make about Coach White. He had every opportunity to get on to him right there and really just spend some time, it looked like, coaching him up and telling him what he should or should not have done in that situation.
So the Wildcats run it up the middle, and they get it out to the Bobcat 47, 46. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats in the Battle of the Cats. We had the Battle of 589 last week. We got the Battle of the Cats this week. Columbia wants to pass. He's got some time. Now he's flushed out. Wide open.
Fumble. Get it.
Oh.
Woo. He was wide open.
Fortunately, the fumble moved it back a couple of yards.
Harris, speaking of Battle of the Cats here, I was having this discussion with my daughter and one of her friends on the way here.
Awesome.
Two 9th grade girls who are knowledgeable of all things. And we're trying to figure out why schools just kind of hang out in the feline family when it comes to mascots. I'm not quite sure.
Well, you do have the Bulldogs.
You got the
Aggies.
That's true.
Quarterback keeps it, trying to get to the perimeter, and is wrestled down by number 3, Hatton.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Columbia Academy, which is right down the road, they're the Cougars, correct?
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not sure.
Feline family. Petal, Panthers, feline family. Hattiesburg High, Tigers, feline family. See the trend, Harris?
I think you need to do some research on that, Andrew.
Why isn't somebody like the Buffaloes or the Rhinos or something like that, Good defense.
So that's going to be a gain of a yard, so it's going to bring up, let's call it 3rd and 4.
Looks about like that to me. I think Sumrall has a great opportunity here if they can get a stop. Great opportunity. I would be curious to see what Columbia's going to do, though, if they do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, Columbia, which they're all looking a little winded, but Columbia's looked like they've got kind of a punch in the stomach, not really expecting Sumrall to come out firing like they have.
Columbia brings on another guy late this time. Going to run a little option situation.
First down.
First down and more.
Man.
And that's going to be a first and goal for the Wildcats down at the 3.
Looks about right to me. First down. We're about 4 yards,
Yep.
3 yards.
It's on the 3, so we'll see. The Wildcats stay in a shotgun formation. They hand it off.
Touchdown.
And that's going to be another Columbia touchdown, and that's going to bring the score to 13-7.
I don't know that Columbia's made many adjustments on offense, Harris, at all. I mean, they're still running it right up the gut. I mean, they've made a couple of passes to wide open receivers, but I think Sumrall's defense is just kind of getting pushed around on that front line by those giant offensive linemen for Columbia.
Nothing helps the passing game out more than a good running game.
That's right. And I hear that if you have a good running game and a good passing game, then you're just all around offensively rounded.
One could say that. So with 8 minutes, 17 seconds to go until halftime, the Bobcats trail 14-7 as they get ready to receive the ball.
Sumrall brought a little crowd out tonight. Glad to see that. Got a little pep band. We didn't get the whole band tonight. We got what's considered a pep band.
All right.
Missing the woodwinds and the brass. They've got Sumrall band has a competition in Fort Walton, Florida tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Did the rest of the band already get started?
I don't
on
think
the way
so.
Down there?
No, I guess they just had the night off.
And a little squib kick. All right, you
got
to get it.
Somebody get it.
Get on the ball.
Oh, no, Harris.
Tell me Columbia didn't
no.
recover that. My gracious. You got to get on the ball.
Sumrall was not ready for that. And, they got it. Columbia's got it, looks like. Columbia players are signaling. Referee signals. Good grief.
So that's going to be a Columbia recovery.
Sumrall special teams, they look like they didn't know what to do. Nobody wanted it, and then finally when somebody touched it, they just hit it.
But it's a live ball. You gotta get it.
Looked like one guy was going to grab it, and then he changed his mind. Yeah, you got to go after that ball. I don't think they were expecting that at all. Got to have heads up, man. Got to be heads up. I'm afraid they're going to pay for that one right here.
So it's 1st and 10 for Columbia from the Bobcat 25. Bobcats trail 14-7. Columbia takes the snap. The quarterback's going to keep it around the right side, and he's got some running room down to about the 15.
That quarterback's tough, and I'm going to say this. I got faked out on that play. That was a great fake. I thought the running back had it right up the middle.
That's going to bring up another first down for Columbia. Well, he must be pretty talented if he faked you out.
Faked me out. Hey, it's hard to do. It's hard to do, Harris.
After all, you were, an All-American defender?
That's probably the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it.
Wildcats stay in the shotgun. They keep it on the ground, this time to the running back. He's going to push his way inside the 15 down to, the 12.
That's about right.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Clock runs under 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go until half.
Man, they run replays on this Jumbotron. This is incredible.
Wildcats in the shotgun. He wants to throw. He's got some now. Oh,
Caught it. Caught it.
wow! Looked like we were going to get to him. Looked like Glass was back there, but he got rid of it. And it also looked like the guy was intended for it sailed right over his head.
Yep, that's right.
And the receiver who ended up catching it looked like he made a shoestring catch.
Yep, and that was not intentional. He wasn't the one that was supposed to get that ball, but he did make a great catch. But at the same time, that court. Bad snap.
Bad snap. It looked like the holder was not ready, so that's going to bring the score to 20-7 in favor of the Columbia Wildcats.
That touchdown play, that quarterback had a lot of time. I'll give the Columbia offense some credit. They are blocking. The defense is just going to have to get around them.
Well, the Bobcat offense is going to have to. They need a sustained drive. The defense has been on the field for a long time this half, and the Bobcat offense has got to is going to have to get some first downs.
And Harris, I think we say that as kind of a common theme that has been going through this season. This defense has spent a ton of time on the field, and the offense really needs to start generating some movement, some momentum. I know, we've said they're young, and they are, but at the same time, they're going to have to grow up. They're going to have to put something together, and Coach White's going to have to put a drive together, and they're going to have to move it on down to give the defense a break.
And if they squib kick it here, somebody's got to fall on it.
And
they do. Now get on it.
Okay, he's going to return it.
Yeah, number 20, Mister, has got it. Or is that 21?
It's 20. You're right.
Number 21, Laurel.
No, it was 20.
Was it
right.
20?
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
That's what I'm here for, Harris, just to make sure things are
20,
running smoothly.
Jones goes off a little gimpy. So
on the
Gavin,
sidelines.
yeah. So Glass is out at the running back position.
Down on the field.
Yeah. It looks like not only is Glass in the running back position, he's also in the Bobcat formation.
Let's call it the Bobcat. Mister got shaken up on that play. I don't know. I can't tell from here. Looks like he may be favoring his leg a little bit on that side of the field. Let's see if this offense can't get something going here. That offensive line needs to push this D, move that ball down the field. I think they can, Harris. It's just going to take a little resilience and a little resolve. They've proven that already in the first quarter.
Glass takes the snap. He runs to the right. And he's going to have a gain of about 4. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long 6 for the Bobcats. Now, if you really wanted to catch Columbia off guard, you would throw it at some point.
Yeah.
While Glass or Lewis was in the
Wildcat.
Yeah.
Bobcat, what do you want to call it?
Well, I keep calling it the Bobcat, but you insist on the Wildcat. So sends Washington in motion. Glass is going to keep it.
There was a good hole there. I'm going to give the offensive line some credit on that.
So that's going to bring up about a 3rd and we're going to call it 4. The bell is tolling, Andy.
This brings back fond memories of The Undertaker as the bell tolls.
It tolls for thee, doesn't it, Andy?
That's it.
So Russell is back in at quarterback. Glass is in at the running back position on his left shoulder. Takes the snap. He's going to give it to Washington. It's a reverse. Oh, wow. And that was, you thought he may have a little bit of room, but it closed up quickly.
Yep, real quickly. This Columbia defense, they got some speed, man. They are sprinting to the ball much quicker than I've seen a lot this season.
Especially sideline to sideline.
That's right. Yeah, their DBs, their safeties, they are quick off the ball. Smart. They keep an eye on the ball.
Wyatt Jones is in to punt this away for Sumrall.
Another player coming on the field for
Come
Sumrall.
on, let's get this going. Low snap, but he gets the punt away. It was almost blocked.
Close.
Going to take a Bobcat roll. He's going to pick it up.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
he's got some room. He's to the 40, and I don't know if I guess
think he went
slipped.
on his own. It looked like he slipped. Had some speed, too. I'm surprised he took that ball. He had 3 defenders around him. Grabbed it and went. He knew what he could do, though, I guess.
So the Wildcats are going to get it at their own, 40-yard line. Show our viewers that moon there, Andrew.
Let's see if we can get a little shot of the moon. Look at that.
Yeah. Big old moon there staring at us.
Full moon.
Reminds me of the moon on Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, it sure does. I'm ready to watch that. It's about that time of year.
Yeah, it is. Any time of year is good for Christmas Vacation.
Harris, you do remind me a bit of Cousin Eddie. I was going to tell you that.
Well, the only difference is I don't have an RV like Eddie's.
I think you should find one.
So we talked about Columbia's defense and their team speed. The Bobcat defense showed good pursuit sideline to sideline with number 3 Hatton bringing down the running back of Columbia for no gain. So that's going to be 2nd and 10.
They have contained very well this evening. Sumrall has kept the sidelines pretty stacked. Again, some of these big plays.
Oh, you can't do that, man. You're right over the freaking ball.
Do that. Some of these points that Columbia's put on the board have just been the direct of just miscues, man.
Yep.
I mean, they've
you can't give them free yards.
Give them free yards, and then you leave 1 or 2 guys wide open. Well, Columbia's smart enough. They attack that, and they see it, and they take advantage of that.
So that's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats, and they didn't even have to snap the ball for it. Looking for a pass, a little slant. You got to wrap up, dude.
Goodness.
And he is off to the races.
Gone.
That's going to be another Columbia score.
Gone. See, this is part of the issue, I think, in today's football, Harris, is so many people want to go for the big hit.
Yep.
And you see this on the college level. You see it on the pro level. Mostly college level, but you want to go for that big hit because you want that ESPN top 10 moment. But what happens is that big hit people can bounce off of and they keep going. You got to wrap up and you got to tackle. Again, basic fundamentals, man. It wins ball games.
No matter what changes in football, it all comes back to running and tackling and blocking. And the Wildcats are going for 2 since they.
You got it. They got it.
So that's going to bring the score to 28-7 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go until halftime. And the Wildcats have blown this thing open quickly in the second quarter.
You know, one good thing about this place so far in this first half, and I know it hasn't turned out the way we wanted it, 28-7 with 3 minutes left, but whoever's DJing this place, Harris, they have got it rocking.
They do have it rocking.
And that fires me up. Does that fire you up, Harris?
Not with the score 28-7.
That's true.
I've got to tell you.
I'm trying to look for the brighter side. I'm an optimist, Harris. I'm an optimist. They're going to come out at halftime, and they're going to be ready to go. Just telling you.
So let's see. Will they squib it again there, Andy?
It seems like that's their go-to given the last couple times, so I don't imagine anything different. Yep.
Indeed. Get it. All right. Go.
Go. Ooh, big hit.
So let's see. Who was that? Number 18, Speed, grabs it. And once again, the Sumrall Bobcats do not have bad field position to start this drive. They're going to start it at their own, looks like the 28-yard line.
One thing we can say about both teams tonight that's really encouraging: these teams aren't afraid to hit. They're lining up. They're going helmet to helmet. They're playing.
Big boy ball.
Tough. Big boy ball. That's right. South Mississippi smash mouth football.
That's right. Reminds me of you in high school.
It does.
Big boy football.
It reminds me exactly of me in high school.
Russell in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's going to give it.
Oh, gracious.
Let's see. That's number 14. Let me check the depth chart. That's Dalton Daly.
Dalton Daly, another young player, but he showed a lot of
sophomore.
promise this year. Look forward to seeing him over the next couple of years develop into, I guess, maybe running back, that kind of slot guy. He can do a lot of different things.
Jones
he's tough.
Number 2, Jones is going to check back in for the Bobcats. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats, and they desperately need to get a drive together before half. Russell wants to pass.
Air it out. Oh, gracious.
Could have been intercepted. Just hung the ball up there just a little too long.
Harris, I think what Riggs is doing here is he's got the play and already his receiver in his mind who he's going to, and he's going there regardless of what the defense looks like. He had a player, it looked like number 1. Washington, pretty much wide open in the middle of the field on that last play, but he went into triple coverage over on the sideline and obviously didn't work out that time. But again, he doesn't have a ton of time. Columbia's defense is jumping off the ball real fast, but maybe he can start looking around at some of these other guys.
Sends a man in motion. Oh wow.
Man, nobody touched that guy. Nobody even touched him.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and long and send Wyatt Jones out. Not sure. The play just took too long to develop. And the Columbia defender was in the backfield really too quickly.
You know, this DJ's got it going on, but, man, maybe a little Elvis Presley mix in here. You know, a little hound dog, ain't nothing but a hound dog, something like that.
I don't know if this is the Elvis crowd
you
there.
You don't think?
No, maybe for us.
Mississippi boy, man. What you talking about? Everybody loves it.
Oh, and a block punt. That's they're going to.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Incredible. It was inevitable to happen. They've been on top of that ball on this special teams all night long so far.
So that's going to bring it to a 34-7 lead for Columbia with 1:43 to go until halftime. And once again, Columbia brings a guy. I don't know if this is strategic or what.
I hadn't figured it out, Harris. I hadn't figured it out. I don't know what's going on.
The kick is up and good, and so with 1:43 to go until halftime, the Wildcats lead our Sumrall Bobcats 35-7.
I don't know what to say, Harris. I wish things started off so strong. I wish things were a bit different. We'll see how the Bobcats respond after halftime. Hopefully we can get into the locker room without anything tragic happening again.
I'm going to call that it's going to be a squib kick.
And put some money on it?
Not going to put any money on it, but Washington and Speed are back around their 10-yard line. They may want to scoot up a hair.
Oh, mixing it up. I kicked it.
Well,
what got into him on that one.
I'm glad I didn't put money
Go.
on it. Speed,
Go.
Speed.
Go.
Come on,
Go.
Speed.
Cut
Speed,
up.
get it.
God, if he could have got around that guy and cut up, he'd have had it. That's a late hit, man. Close. Maybe not so. It was close. They blew the whistle and they slung him down. I don't know. Let's see if the offense can move the ball a little bit before halftime. Was it Sumrall received the ball first, right?
We kicked.
We kicked. Okay.
Yeah.
So we get the ball at the half.
So at half, down in Purvis, the Purvis Tornadoes lead Lawrence County 14-6 at halftime. So here at Columbia, Glass is going to take the direct snap, and he may have a gain of 2 before he's tripped up.
I felt good about that Wildcat formation to start the game, but it looks like Columbia has adjusted to that and really put a stop to it. I think Columbia is going to try to get the ball back and put one in, put some points on the board before halftime. I can't imagine why they'd call timeout.
Andy, is this your playlist there? Are you letting them borrow your playlist?
I feel like they did search out one of my Spotify playlists. I will tell you, Harris, I got a few playlists out there that are in high demand for various activities. You want me to DJ your office Christmas party this year, or I'll give you a good rate.
Will you?
Yeah.
Well, you got all the smoke machines and light machines from the church?
No, by DJ, what I mean is just push play and pause on my phone, yeah.
Yeah. Glass takes the snap again.
Up the middle.
And Columbia is going to take their – is this their last or is this their second? This may be their second timeout of the half.
Timeout, Columbia. Their second one.
Their second one. Thank you, White Hat.
Somebody get that guy a blanket and a
cup
of hot cocoa.
He needs an energy drink or something, man. Somebody missed their nap this afternoon.
I bet he's got a rocking chair around here somewhere at halftime.
He's going to whittle. Grab his pipe and whittle. Oh, a little
jam.
Run DMC there,
yeah,
Andrew.
Man. I'm telling you, man.
Man.
Old Danny needs to take some notes. Our DJ for our home games. Run DMC, that's back in your day, huh?
That's
Harris?
right. They look girly.
Now sing it, man. Sing it. Come on, huh? Sing it. Man. Harris Bell, ladies and gentlemen. He knows Run DMC.
That's right.
Hip
all right,
to
so
the groove.
Russell is now back. It's third, and we're going to call it a long 5.
Let's put this thing in the end zone. Let's just get a first down. Oh, good
All
fake. It was a fake from last.
Oh,
it's up. Go. Oh, gracious.
Wow.
What a hit.
Lewis, the pass was complete to Lewis, and he may have picked up a yard.
Great move. Spin move. Took 2 guys or busted through 2 guys and then spins around to find the Columbia defender right in his face.
So that should be 4th down. The Columbia Wildcats burned their last time out.
If you're Coach White right here, Harris, what do? You punt it? Just get rid of it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're down 35-7 with a minute 7. Yeah.
I think he's going to punt it. I mean, here's the deal. You don't want Columbia to get back in the end zone before halftime. I mean, morale's already shot to a degree with the team, but if they put up 7 more points right before the half, that'd be a big punch to the gut.
We can talk about that. My thoughts on that at halftime.
Okay. You know, I go back to my Madden days, you know, when I played Madden and all those things. 4th down, I don't punt the ball. I'm going for it every time. Just another opportunity, man.
Certainly, if Coach White feels like they need to punt, they're going to punt.
I think that would be a good point, yeah.
But down 35-7,
go for it.
Why not?
Why not? You got a chance.
You're going to have to keep the ball. You're going to have to, I think, at some point, try it.
Take it while you got a chance, Harris.
Wobbly punt is going to take a Bobcat roll down to looks like the 19 of the Wildcats.
It's a good punt.
So with 54 seconds to go, the Columbia Wildcats get the ball back.
What's odd there is that was a very wobbly punt. Jones obviously took that one off the wrong side of the foot. However, that was still a, 80-yard, 60-yard, 60-yard punt? He's got a great roll on that.
I'm going to take a guess.
I don't do math.
That Coach Pogue for Columbia is not going to take a knee here.
I'm going to take a guess that he's going for the end zone.
Yep. And
look at that time. That quarterback has so much time. Get there.
Oh, wow.
Great defense. That's great
My
defense.
gracious, almost intercepted.
I'm telling you, Columbia sideline wants an interference call. I don't think that was interference, though.
No.
I think both of them were there. I think that was a heads-up play.
Well, let's see. Will they show us a...
Oh, but we'll get a replay. Let's see.
No,
I think they were going after the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it at all. I think both offensive defense are going after the ball. I'll tell you this, though. That Columbia quarterback has all day long to throw that ball. He has got all day.
Of course, right now we're rushing, 3?
Sure,
we're trying to play coverage.
Sure.
But I understand what you're saying.
Oh, busting through, yeah.
You got to wrap him up, man.
Got to wrap him up.
Come on. Oh, another one. The pass was broken up by number 27, Michael Knight.
There's a flag on the play.
Is that roughing the passer?
I think. How would it be roughing the passer if he's that far out of the pocket, huh? I mean, that was
he let it go. He got up a little gimpy.
You know what? I bet he threw the ball across the line of scrimmage.
Was he past the line of scrimmage?
I think he was past the line of scrimmage. Let's find out. I bet we'll hear it because he's got a mic, old Paul.
We have illegal forward pass.
Yep.
Pass.
5-yard penalty. Lost it down.
You see that house right across the street over there, Harris? I think that's this guy's house. I think he lives right over there.
So it's with 34 seconds, it's 3rd and long. And let's see. Let's see what the Wildcats try to do. I don't think they're still going to take a knee.
I don't think so.
And why would they?
I can't.
They send a man in motion. Now they're going to hand it off.
Moving.
And he's
tackle him.
Oh, you got to get him on the ground.
Tackle this guy.
So with 23 seconds to go until halftime, he picks up enough for the first down, and that's going to be number 39, Kamadiner, on the tackle.
A lot of movement there on the field. That running back did exactly what all the coaches tell you to do in that position. Keep those legs moving.
And now they're going to spike it with 19 seconds to go.
Harris and I here at the top of Everest to our right are the VIP tents equipped with full food and beverage.
You think they'll share any?
We got invited by the prestigious vice principal here at Columbia High School to have all we wanted. But
I don't think he really meant it. I don't think he has the authority to do that. Oh, was there an interception right there?
I think he dropped it. He didn't get it.
Oh, come on.
I don't know that he has the authority.
Wes Berry, number 54, was there. So it's going to be third. Is it already third down? 3rd and 10 with 11 seconds to go. Let's see what. This has been the longest 30 seconds.
I had a joke, but I kept it to myself.
Oh, you once again broken tackles.
Flag. I wonder what. I didn't see a face mask.
Did they call holding?
Face mask. I didn't see it. But again, we're at the top of Everest, so.
I don't know how number 54, Barry.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Who was that on?
I don't know, but the guy where he threw it landed at the at number 54. He was face down on the ground.
Yep.
So I don't know where the face mask was. So 2 seconds to go until half, and Columbia is desperately trying to get another touchdown.
They're going to air it out, too. Letting it go. Oh, no, Harris. Oh, great defense. Great defense. Great defense.
Oh, wow. Washington was there.
Deshaun Pat is incomplete. No flag on the field.
Got some good old-fashioned trash talk going on between Columbia and Sumrall.
Washington for Sumrall was there to break up the pass. So at the half, your Bobcats trail Columbia 35-7. Andy and I will be back to start the second half after Columbia's band performs. Welcome back to Sumrall High School football. You're listening and watching live on the Sumrall Athletics YouTube channel. We are broadcasting high atop Columbia, Mississippi at Walter Payton Stadium, where your Bobcats trail your Sumrall Bobcats trail the Columbia Wildcats 35-7. The teams are making their way back to the field to begin the second half. And Andy, in the first quarter, your Bobcats ended the first quarter with a 7-0 lead, and the second quarter was all Columbia.
Yeah, I think Sumrall looked great coming out here. So, I mean, they moved the ball, defense held strong. You know, they made a couple of key, crucial mistakes in the first quarter, but they were still able to maintain the lead. But once that second half started, whatever momentum they had, they lost completely, and Columbia just took over. And I think it really kind of crushed the spirit of Sumrall. I hope they were able to regroup, maybe revisit their game plan coming in at half. But they're really going to have to change some things in order to turn this thing around.
In the second quarter, I thought what really turned the tide, Columbia scored. Instead of kicking it deep, they kicked a squib kick. Mm-hmm. It apparently caught the Bobcats off guard.
Yep.
Columbia recovered, had a short field, punched it in. And then on the flip side, when the Bobcats do have the ball, they're unable to sustain drives.
Yep. I think some of that too. And again, we've said this is a young team, and they really are. There is some inexperience, and so I think some of that goes with it. But those couple mistakes that they made were just so crucial that it really just set them back, And that's the game of football, man. I mean, you can either get beat by the other team or you can beat yourself. And I think up to this point, Sumrall's done a really good job at beating themselves. That's not to discredit what Columbia's bringing out. I mean, they've got a strong D-line, strong O-line. Their quarterback can move. Their run game's strong. But at the same time, Sumrall has made some mistakes that have really hurt them and cost them. And I think in that, one thing they've done as well, again, is they've taken that momentum out of them. I think you're right, Harris. That kickoff, I don't know if it confused them, but they just looked like deer in the headlights when that thing came down. So hopefully they'll be able to bounce back from some of those early mistakes and put some more points on the board and see if they can't do something,
Well, it is a young team. We have seen Coach White over there a time or two after an offensive series coaching up young Riggs Russell, the freshman quarterback. But, it is 35-7. The score is what it is, but at the same time, the defense has had its opportunities to stop the Wildcat offense, and it's just a matter of wrapping up. Now, hey, Columbia's got players, and they make plays also, but, at this point, you want to get out of here, do some positive things with the ball, and get out of here with nobody getting hurt.
And I agree with that. There have been significant missed tackles on that Sumrall has let go, and I think some of it, again, goes back to that wanting the big hit. And then, too, Columbia has really dissected the defense and found some holes, and it's really cost them.
Yeah. And
I would like to see Coach White take some chances this half. Let me say that.
Yeah. And it may sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but at the same time, also for our defense, they've been on the field quite a bit.
Quite a bit, which is, again, a common story for Sumrall this
season. Another squib kick, and this time
took a knee.
Let's see, who is that? Number one, Washington fields it cleanly, decides to take a knee, doesn't take any chances. And we're going to start at the 17. And let's see what the offense can do.
Doesn't look like he's coming out in the Wildcat, which is good. I hope, again, like we said this first half, I hope Russell makes some better decisions on the passes, but I'm telling you, I think the passing game could work out if he's given a tad bit more time in the pocket and then make some better passing decisions. I imagine here they're going to run the ball, though.
This time they have a bunch formation, and Russell's going to pitch it to Glass, try to get Glass outside, get him downhill, if you will, and he's going to get out to, looks like they're going to spot him at the 20.
That was only about a 3-yard gain by Glass, but it was impressive in the sense that young man goes in there fired. I mean, he lowered his shoulder and he laid a lick on that defender that he'll remember tomorrow morning. I can assure you that.
Glass is a junior, so he's got, oh my,
What are we
and
doing?
once again, we just can't, you can't keep shooting yourselves in the foot. Make him paw referee over there actually
work for his money. It's one of those things, Harris, again, and we just said this, 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards.
Yeah. So that's going to bring up his second and 13?
Looks about right.
Russell in a shotgun. He's got Glass on his right shoulder this time. He wants to pass. He's wow!
Face mask. Look
my
like a face
gracious!
Mask. Could be wrong. He got just swarmed.
It looked like he was going to have some time, but that broke down quickly.
He got up a little gingerly right there, and I don't blame him. He got just ransacked.
Well, if it wasn't a face mask, it was definitely a clothesline.
Yeah, there's something turned his head sideways in an unnatural manner.
And I'm wondering if Paw referee back there in the end zone, does he have a flag?
I don't know that he does. And I was wondering, maybe, it is close to Halloween. Maybe thought there's a little exorcism action going on there, a little head turning.
All right. Now they're going to hand off to Glass, and he's going to get back to about the 16-yard line, but that's going to bring up a 4th and long. Give Jones a little bit more room, where he's not in the shadows of his goalpost.
I hope this line, these special teams, can block a little better. They blocked a punt, you remember, in the first half, but up to that point, Columbia was really close to blocking about 2 more, so hopefully they can get a little more time in the back.
Well, he gets it off, and it's another wobbly kick that takes, this time, a Columbia bounce. I think Jones is feeling a little bit of the pressure.
I think he is too. He has been putting some yardage under his kicks, but they have not been as pretty, if you will, as most of his others. I don't know if it's the cold weather that's affected his foot a little bit. I'm not a kicker, Harris. Believe it or not, I've never been a big kicker.
It could be the weather. I think it has more to do with the fact that Columbia's bearing down on him.
And I think you're probably right, because they are certainly bearing down. I like the old barefoot kickers, out in the snow back in the Bears days and Packers. Good defense. Great defense.
So number 8, Lewis, and number 5, let's see, Jamarcus Hutton come up on the tackle for the Bobcats. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Columbia moving fast on offense, setting up fast. Get there. Grab him.
Oh, get him. Oh, no. Oh, boy, come on.
Hit him.
He is still on his feet. This dude won't go down.
Man, what a perfect opportunity.
Again,
missed tackle.
My gracious, we had him.
Had him at the goal line. Goal line, line of scrimmage. I don't know if it was the blocker that pushed off the DB on there and kind of pushed him back, or if it was just a off balance. But he went down somehow without the running back in his hands.
It was credit the running back or the wide receiver. Once again, the speed kills.
Speed tonight has killed.
Yes. And when he reversed course, there was a lot of green AstroTurf in front of him.
You ever played on AstroTurf?
I have not played it. Have you?
I have, man. My senior year of high school. Remember, I was a premier athlete. We actually played one game at The Rock. The Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
It aired on Comcast.
Oh, wow.
Game of the week, whatever they used to do way back in the day. Hit. But it rained.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and all those little black rubber beads were stuck in about every crevice you can think of, Harris. Leave it at that.
Did you prefer it to natural grass?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So that's another first down for the Wildcats at the 15.
Hit him.
The quarterback kept it.
This Columbia coach, their offenses, they give that quarterback a lot of freedom, man. That's a long read right there.
You can give them that freedom when you've got a 28-point lead.
That's a good point. That's a fair point. But he held on to that ball in the running back's gut for about, 2.5, 3 seconds before he pulled it and ran with it.
That's when you know things are clicking for you.
That's right.
And
that's not good.
No, that's going to be a Columbia touchdown. And this is, I didn't know they had your walkout song.
They got my walkout song. I just walked down the road to this song, and just blare it loud so people can hear it.
Is that what you walk out to on Sunday mornings?
Yeah, as soon as I walk onto the platform, that's what I tell them to play.
So that's going to bring 42-7 with 7 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It's not a good start to the first half. I really hope second half. I'm telling you, Harris, I am confused tonight.
Gracious.
We got goal lines at half field in first half and the second half. I really hope that the Bobcat offense can generate something, move the ball. I'd love to see them get downfield.
Well, at this point, I would think you're just looking to build on something positive. A programming note, while we're talking about building on things positive, next week the Sumrall Bobcats return home to Lions Field to host Forest County AHS. That will be senior night, and it's the final game of the regular season. Another district game. So, at this point, if the score holds right now, this will put Sumrall at a 1-2 in the district. But all district games are important.
Oh, no. Get it. Find it.
Yeah, 27 grabbed it. Go! That is how you field a squib. You just got to grab it out of the air.
Just grab it and go.
Yeah.
If you're not going to fall on it, grab it and go.
No. Michael Knight, number 27, with the return, and that's going to set up the Bobcats at 1st and 10 from their own 39. And except for maybe a couple of possessions, Andy, we've had good starting field position.
That's right. Every time we've had good starting field position. I think some of it is that squib kick, but they've returned the squibs except for that first one. I've been very happy with Sumrall's special teams this game for sure.
Russell wants to pay. You got to get rid of. Oh my! You have got to throw. You got to get rid of it, man.
Man, he is getting pounded all night. I feel bad for the guy. I hope that O-line steps up and blocks for him. So again, though, it shows the power of that defensive line, though.
So it's 2nd and long for the Bobcats. Andy, are you watching any college football tomorrow?
Harris, I might watch a few games. I got upset last week. There's about once every few years where I realize I care too much about it. And last Saturday night, I came to that point in my life where I needed to evaluate a few things.
Another interception, man. Just
gracious.
There's a player Is that the quarterback? I believe that is no.
No, that's not. What number is
I
that?
can't.
Is that 10 or
No.
18? No, that is the quarterback.
I didn't see.
Harris, this is our only quarterback. Riggs Russell. That's him. He's up. He's on his feet walking.
All right.
That's a good sign. Scary moment. No, I'm gonna watch. I may watch a little college football tomorrow. I think I'm really interested, to be honest, in the Mississippi State Texas A&M game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think State put on a show against Georgia. They got beat, but at least it was within 10 points. And back in Starkville, I think Mississippi State may put it on Texas A&M. What do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me if they beat them. I don't know if I would say they would put it on. I would expect them to put it on. A&M is still, even though Fisher is gone and they've got a new coach, they're still one of those teams where one week they look like they could be national champions, and then the next week they don't.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but I'll say this: Jeff Lebby has State playing, the first-year coach.
Yep.
Has State playing hard. The quarterback. You know, they're in an unfortunate situation with the quarterback.
Yeah.
In that their starting quarterback went down early in the year, and so they're playing a freshman.
Right. And Jeff Lebby, and you know this, I mean, Jeff Lebby's got the track record. I mean, he's proven that he can coach, that he can call offense, that he can win. I think it's to Mississippi State's advantage that they have Jeff Lebby. I think it was a great hire following, the debacle of last year, and we all understand why that took place following Mike Leach. But I think you give Lebby a year or two of recruiting, get him some, which they just got a huge donation of NIL money,
and
you let him go get some players, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna have that place resembling the old Dan Mullen days back in the day.
Talik Parkman, number 66, read that extremely well, and that's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Columbia Wildcats. As we tick under 4 minutes in the third quarter, and they're going to try a field goal here.
It's their first field goal of the game, I believe, Harris, right?
I think so. And once again, they're late. I don't know if that's his role on the
That's the same player every time.
It is.
He got it, looks like.
Yeah, so that will extend the lead 45-7.
Here, speaking of Texas A&M, how do you feel about those that cheer thing they got going on over there?
I think that's
I think
it is ridiculous. It is.
They're called call leaders or something? They're not even cheerleaders? What is it, those dudes that do all the cheers, man?
Yeah. I think they could probably find some better ones. I know it's a tradition and everything, but it's just... If you're going to do something like that, you better have a team that's going to dominate each week.
I agree with that 100%. I do agree. What do you think about Texas?
We'll see. I think they'll beat Georgia.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You think Arch Manning's better than Quinn Ewers?
Oh, I think Texas is one of those unique situations where their backup is just as good as the starting. So I don't know if he's better, but he's just as good.
Yeah.
The thing, and I've seen Peyton mention this on the socials, that Arch has Archie's genes of he can actually run.
Yeah.
He is very mobile.
Go watch a few highlights of Peyton and Eli and see how mobile they were, especially in their NFL days, man. Arch has those those Archie moves, man, back when Archie was running for his life for the New Orleans Saints. Do you think Arch should have gone to Ole Miss?
Well, of course, being an Ole Miss fan, yes, I'm going to say yes, but I understand why he didn't.
Okay.
And, also, I get, his family going even back to Peyton. I don't think Archie or his family was going to influence him.
Sure.
In any way. And,
Sure.
I can't blame the kid for not wanting. Your grandfather went there. He's a legend there.
Sure.
Your uncle, they both have their numbers retired at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I can understand how he didn't want to go to Tennessee either.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Alabama, Tennessee tomorrow night.
That's going to be a great
afternoon.
game. That's on Rocky Top, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. Alabama again. Saban's gone, so every Alabama fan you talk to thinks they've just gone to hell in a handbasket and things aren't going to turn around.
No.
So
well, the coach is wearing a T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
that's right, man.
So,
but here's the deal: Alabama is now in a different world of NIL money and transfer portal, and they're feeling the heat of that now. But Tennessee, man, they're going. I don't know who I would say is going to win that one, but it's going to be a good game. I would assume.
Well, to that point, Georgia's in the same boat.
Right.
They don't have, where used to you had 5 stars riding the bench as backups.
That's right.
Now those guys are transferring to schools like Ole Miss,
That's right.
State, other schools.
That's right.
And so
changes the whole dynamic.
It does.
The powerhouse teams are now more spread out.
And if you look at the SEC, you've got Vanderbilt beating Alabama this year.
And then turn around and Vanderbilt beats Kentucky, man.
And so Vanderbilt is at 4-2. They're taking on Ball State tomorrow, which I don't think anybody is shocked to know as an Ole Miss fan, that Kentucky game, even if Ole Miss wins out, I predict that Kentucky game keeps them ultimately out of the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no chance at this point.
Because the Kentucky is not good.
They're not good at all, and you've seen that since then. And if you go back and watch that game, Ole Miss, again, though, I don't know, man. Ole Miss is Ole Miss. They're going to do what they're going to do, but they just handed it to Kentucky. Just like they handed it to LSU last week. Should have been 31-10 at halftime, and then it wasn't. So, again, though, Harrison, we've been saying this all night here with the Bobcats. When you don't capitalize on these opportunities that are handed to you, and then you have basic small mistakes, they accumulate into big moments that can ultimately cost you a game. Run.
So that was Washington on the jet sweep, and he's going to have enough for the first down.
I will tell you this, though. Speaking of Alabama, I'm not an Alabama fan, but I love Nick Saban. And I love Nick Saban because he's old school. He's a no-nonsense type guy, and I miss seeing him on the sidelines. I like having him on College Game Day. It's a really weird dynamic having Pat McAfee and Nick Saban right by each other.
It is.
But Saban has been someone that I've just been impressed by for many, many moons. Speaking of moons, look at that moon here. Man.
You going to let the audience know?
I think we showed them already, huh?
So LSU travels to Arkansas.
Yeah, and I hope they lose. And I hope they lose bad. Brian Kelly's is like a square peg trying to fit in a round hole in Baton Rouge, okay? Blows me away that Brian Kelly is doing what he's doing, that he's won some ball games, because he just doesn't look like he knows where he's at and what he's doing every time on the sidelines. It's like things just happen.
So this may shock you. I would like to see LSU win that game.
Okay.
Simply because Ole Miss will play Arkansas later on in the season.
That's true.
And I would like to see Arkansas as demoralized as they could possibly be by then.
So I agree with you on that for that perspective, but I just have quit caring at this point, and so I'm at the point to where I want LSU to get drummed because I'm still bitter about this past weekend. And I like Sam Pittman, dude. I don't know why. He's just like this big man's man type guy. I think he's rough and I think he's gruff. And I would go for Arkansas.
Well,
I don't think Arkansas can beat them. Let me correct it. But I wouldn't mind seeing it happen.
So this is a interesting take. I was watching the SEC Network earlier today, and they had Peter Burns and Chris Doering on there. And if our viewers and listeners don't know, Peter Burns played golf at LSU, and he attended the Ole Miss LSU game. And even he said Ole Miss is the better team, but towards the end of the game, they just looked mentally and physically fatigued.
Yeah.
Because, that was their 7th straight football game of the season. And so, and that matters. But if you look at the league, at the SEC that is, and we are in SEC country, the gap between the top tier teams and the bottom tier is not very wide at all.
Right.
I mean, used to, you had probably your top 4 teams.
That's right.
And then there was a massive gap.
That's right.
With the other ones.
That's right.
But now, I mean, you've got Vanderbilt beating Alabama, Arkansas beat Tennessee, Kentucky beat Ole Miss. And so tomorrow I'll say this about the Texas-Georgia game. Tomorrow, I think we find out a lot about both of those teams.
Yeah, I agree with you. Harris, while we've been talking about college football, Sumrall's been moving the ball.
Yep.
It looks
they've
like
got a 3rd and 5.
They've given Russell a break on this one. He's over there with his helmet off, and they've been running that Wildcat format and just running up the middle. I would like moving. Look at that. Look
at the big man, number 8, Lewis, rumbling and stumbling and tumbling down to the 30-yard line.
I will say this, and you said it earlier, I'd like to see him kind of mix it up a little bit and toss a pass in this Wildcat format.
Little jump pass like Tebow.
Little Tebow jump pass. I don't think Columbia would be ready for that, man.
No.
It worked for Tebow in college. Can't say the same about his NFL career.
You like Tebow?
I do like Tim Tebow. I liked that Ole Miss beat him like a drum that time, and then he gave that emotional speech and cried. And then what I like about that, though, is that he said, hey, this ain't going to happen again, and guess what he did? He went and won a national championship. Man of his word. Let's put it at that.
Have you seen Swamp Kings?
I have.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. I'll tell you, I have an issue with Urban Meyer throughout his career.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You along with many others.
Yeah, I think he starts getting beat and he fakes headaches or something. I don't know. It's real interesting. I did hear here in Columbia that we're at the northernmost part of Marion County right now.
I did not know this.
I didn't either. I just made that up because we're on the top of Everest here on top of this press box.
We are broadcasting high above Columbia, Mississippi at the Walter Payton Field. Or is it Walter Payton Stadium?
I think it's Stadium, actually.
At the Walter Payton Stadium.
Beautiful stadium. We'll give them that.
And we've enjoyed going up and down the ladder.
Yep. And again, if you're watching and listening and you can't put a face with a name, Harris and I are in peak physical condition, which is the only reason we were able to scale the mountain.
So, programming note, next week we will be back home in Sumrall as the Bobcats host Forest County AHS.
Run.
Glass,
touchdown.
go.
Touchdown.
Go, yes.
Good run. Good play.
And that will cut the lead to 45-13 with, do you go for 2 here?
I think I go for 2. Why not, Harris? I'd go for it.
Well, I ask myself that a lot.
They're not going to.
No,
they are. No, they're not.
No, Wyatt Jones is out there.
And he's automatic. I mean, he'll land it. We know that.
Noah Burge to snap. Carson Speed to hold. Wyatt Jones to kick. And there is a flag on the play.
They hadn't thrown one in a while. They needed to make sure it was still there.
Let's see what Pawpaw has to say.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense.
Well, he actually pronounced all the words this time.
Mr. Klein.
He's got to be cold out there with those short sleeves on. Guys, it is cold out here.
But he's a gamer, man. You think he's cold?
Well, this ain't nothing for him, man. Ain't nothing for him.
He laughs at the cold. He probably got him a little swig at halftime.
Took a pop.
Yeah. Got a little antifreeze in his system.
Well, clock's moving, so.
Yep. The Bobcats cut the lead to 45-14. With 5 minutes to go in the game, your Bobcats, for all intents and practical purposes, will fall to 1-2 in the district.
Yep.
With one more district game. Forest County AHS is off tonight.
It's going to be a big game next week.
Yep.
Real big game.
So, do you keep up with the NFL any there?
You know, I keep up enough. I'll be honest, I haven't kept up as much this year. I kind of get the bits and pieces. I haven't watched a whole lot of games.
So you don't have a team?
Well, you know, down here in the dirty South, we are Saints people.
Are you?
However,
get him!
Golly, man,
that was too. You should not allow a return that long.
So Harris, I don't know if you know this about me. You probably do. I was born on Rocky Top in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
I lived there for the first 13 years of my life. During that time, Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the University of Tennessee, and so. Although born into an Ole Miss family, again, a connection to another Manning, Archie. My father graduated from the University of Mississippi.
The flagship, as it were.
The flagship University of Mississippi. Yeah. So I always followed Peyton as a kid, and then obviously we moved here when I was a little older and watched Eli play. Speaking of LSU, I've been in one LSU game, and it was actually in Oxford when Eli was quarterback.
Oh, was it the one where Doug Buckles steps on Eli's foot?
I don't remember. I was a long time ago. Nonetheless, so my NFL following days started, well, it goes back really before Peyton. So my dad was a youth minister, and he had a student that ended up playing for the Patriots.
Okay.
So I followed them for a time. He was outside linebacker, and then he was outside linebacker for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl back in 2000.
That's cool.
Anyways, I followed Peyton, so I was with the Colts for a bit, the Broncos a bit, I was with Eli a bit, but now I'm a man of Nerlens, and so that's kind of my go-to NFL team, which they have not been impressive this year. I've been kind of upset about that. But, I
thought you were going to say the Titans being in Tennessee.
No, I like the Houston Oilers before the Titans. Warren Moon, quarterback. I had his football card when I was a kid.
What I do like about the Patriots, I love when they do the retro jerseys.
I do
with
love
the
that.
white helmets.
I love that. With the guy on the side?
Yes, they need to bring those back.
So those were the days back when Todd Collins played outside linebacker for him. I'll never forget watching him play the Dolphins. He intercepted a ball from Dan Marino and ran it back, pick six.
Did he play at Tennessee?
No, he played at Carson Newman College, which is now Carson Newman University in Jefferson City, Tennessee.
So,
a good Baptist school, Harris.
But the Patriots, this was before your time, the Patriots wore those uniforms when they went to the Super Bowl in '85 and were dismantled by Walter Payton and the Chicago Bears.
Walter Payton, hometown guy here in Columbia, Mississippi.
We are under 2 minutes left to play in the game. Bobcats trailing 45-14. Many of the home crowd of Columbia are getting out of here.
Band's still going strong, though, Harris.
Yep. And the pet band looks across the way, looks to be
they are rocking.
Shaking and shimmying or doing something over there.
Hey, I once sat across the aisle from Peyton and Archie Manning at an Ole Miss game whenever Eli was playing on the 50-yard line in Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh, on the 50. Oh, look at that.
He patted me on the back. I looked at him in the eyes.
On the 50-yard line? You just looked at him?
Well, we were coming out of the tunnel. I'd gone and take a bathroom break, and he was standing there, and I stopped at the top just to have a glimpse of Vaught Hemingway Stadium.
You stopped at the top hoping he'd run into you?
I looked to the right, and there he is. He looks at me. Gave me a little pat on the back, man.
Which one, Peyton or Archie?
Peyton.
Did
I'm sure he'd remember it too.
Omaha?
I'm sure it was before Omaha. Yeah. Come on.
That big old forehead staring you down?
I'm telling you, man, that thing, you can land a plane on it.
So we are under 30 seconds to go in the contest. Your Bobcats are going to drop this district game to go 1-2. Next week we will be back in Sumrall. It'll be on the NFHS broadcast platform. So we will start the pregame probably around 6:45-ish, and then the kickoff about 7. The clock is going to go to all zeros, and that's going to do it here in Columbia. For executive producer Richard Thompson and for my trusty sidekick and color commentator Andy Baker, I'm Harris Bell saying so long for Columbia, and we'll see you next week in Sumrall.